Hello, happy holidays. I am currently at home spending holidays with my family. I just wanted to film a quick 2023 recap of my year. It's been a great year full of traveling, change, but I wanted to go through the highlights of this year. In January, I started the year off at Countdown for the second year in a row. It was super fun, but it was so rainy that it was so crazy and hectic, and it was not ideal, but it made it a memorable experience. And then I went to Hawaii the week after, which was super fun because I love Hawaii. It's kind of like a reset for me. My friend took us on a hike in Hawaii, and it was the scariest and hardest hike I had ever been on. We also hiked in flip-flops, and it was rainy, so it was just a horrible combination. And then in February, we went to a skating competition hosted by UC Berkeley up in Oakland. And then I also went to San Diego for an AK-Psi mixer. UCSD hosted all of the different AK-Psi chapters across the different UC schools, so it was really cool meeting a bunch of people from other schools in the SoCal area. And then in March, I went to San Diego again and got an Airbnb in Alpine, which was a cute little getaway from LA. And then for the third time, we went to a skating competition hosted by UCSD. Later that month, I had spring break, so I went to Ultra Miami in Miami, Florida, which is this big music festival, and then went to San Francisco later that week. In April, this was really exciting. So UCLA, my team, hosted nationals for US collegiate skating, and that was a really fun and stressful experience, but it was super exciting getting to compete at nationals in my home city in LA. And then I went to Coachella again, and this year was so much fun because I went with my skating teammates, and also I saw some of my favorite artists like Cannons, and I think the lineup this year was better than last year's, so I had a lot more fun this year. And then I also went to Colorado to see Skrillex at Red Rocks. And then we went to Colorado Springs that same trip. And then in May, I went to EDC. This time I went all 3 days and stayed in Vegas, which was super fun. The drive was brutal, but it was so worth it. And then towards the end of the month was when school started wrapping up, so I had a couple banquets, one for AK-Psi and then one for my skating team. And then in June, we had a team trip to Disneyland for UCLA figure skating. Also in June, I actually moved to New York for the summer. And that was a huge change for me because I've never lived in a city like New York. LA is very spread apart and populated, but it isn't quite as dense as New York City. And it was a huge change, but I really loved being back on the East Coast and getting to meet a lot of new people in the city, and also just getting to experience a whole nother part of life. Moving to New York was super scary, but I had such a blast there. And I also spent my 21st birthday there in June. And then in July, we took a weekend trip up to Saratoga Springs, which is in upstate New York. And then in August, I moved out and I went home for a couple weeks, went to Moonrise Festival and took my friends to their first festival, which is always super exciting. I love doing that. I went to Japan for the first time in August, and it was just really cool getting to experience the culture there and also exploring a whole new country that was very foreign to me. And I really want to go back sometime soon. And then I went to Shanghai and Taiwan to meet with my family. I left in September from Asia, and I went to visit my friends from home in Nashville, where she goes to school. And that trip was also really exciting because I've never been to Tennessee or Nashville before, so she showed me around. It was such a different experience from what I was used to from LA and New York and DC. Later that month, I moved back to college. In October, I went to Escape, which is this Halloween festival, for my third year in a row. And then in November, I saw Fred again and then went to the first skating competition of the season hosted by Colorado State University. At the end of November, I went to Yosemite National Park with a couple of friends. As cheesy as this sounds, it was such a grounding experience. I truly needed that nice breath away from LA and all the chaos, and being able to be in nature during the fall season, which is super pretty. I really love that trip so much. And then in December, I went to Vegas. That was my first time going to Vegas after turning 21, so that was super fun. And then I came home for the holidays. Now that I've been home, I've had some time to reflect on my year. I'm not one for New Year's resolutions, but I always like to reflect at the end of the year and see how I can improve my lifestyle for the next. So this is where the video gets kind of sappy. I don't know, I make these videos truly for myself and my friends, and it's something for us to look back on when we're older. So at least I have this video diary to keep track of my life with. So I hope that these videos are a good representation and a good recap of my year. That's the end of my super sappy video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and wishing you all a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you in the new year.